in there, and then made enough plays in the end of the 2-minute drill. That was obviously significant. Getting the stop defensively to force a field goal was big. So, look, there's a ton that we've got to be able to clean up from this game, and the challenge is doing it on a short week, getting ready to play Thursday. So, any questions? Yeah, look, it wasn't our best game, and by far it wasn't their best game, and quite honestly, it wasn't New York's best game, and so it is what it is. You know, I think, look, I'm not going to get into it on the replay relative to the fouls, the change that took place in the offseason, but sitting in on every one of those meetings, I don't know that it's exactly what we discussed, you know, where we are today with it. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's not, but we've got to be able to adjust to it. No, just what I said. That obviously is, it's just the interpretation, that's all. Oh, look, yeah, before the game even begins, you already know how that's trending. You know, you understand, and I mean, you take shoot Jared's big play in the seam, but anyway, it is what it is, and look, we've got to get better in a lot of areas, and we've got to focus on the things we can control. Yeah, there's some details. Look, you're at home, you know, some of the pre-snap penalties, too many hands to the face defensively, too many penalties in the back end, you know, which are second chances. I mean, there's a handful of times, even the sack we have 3rd and long, you know, and then we've got the late personal foul on Cam. I mean, there's just, we're going to need to be smarter in bigger games. Look, it's just a matter of, you know, how you interpret it. I mean, I got the replay. I felt pretty good on both of those. So I'm quite sure if we sat and looked at that, you know, in our meetings, most would agree. But it is what it is. You know, we've got to be better. Fortunately, we were able to get a win, and we get ready on a short week now. Well, we're going to get working on it tomorrow. Well, look, I think early in the season, I think at the end of the half or the end of game, I mean, they're going to end that way usually. And the question is, do they end defensively or offensively for the most part? So that's something that, look, Drew's been doing this a long time, and he's awfully good at it. Yeah, he's been real impressive in clutch situations, and you know, that's what you're looking for. You know, so much is not only just the leg talent, but it's the talent between your ears, and that's something that I think it's a strength of his. Pardon? No, listen, I think we played that. I mean, you want to finish the game there. You know, your 20-some-yard field goal. So, yeah, I mean, we gotta. Once we had Alvin's run, you know, all of a sudden you got into your percentages dramatically jumped. Yeah, look, we filled in, and they had a few players get nicked up too, though. You know, so it's part of the game. It was a physical game. I thought both teams played hard. It wasn't always the cleanest game. There's a lot of respect between the two clubs, and we've been in some tough battles with those guys. Say it again. Well, we're now going to hand it off. We're going to take it down to 3 or 4 seconds. We don't have a timeout, so we're in a clock it mode. There's enough time on the clock where we can run a play and do that. So that's what's being communicated to Drew. Yeah. Look, everything concerns me. I mean, the fouls concern me, Ed. The change of possession snaps, the 4th down in a yard, you know, there's a lot of those things. Absolutely, we're concerned. We got to get it corrected and cleaned up, and that's why we're coaching. Pardon? Yeah, I mean, we didn't commit it. I mean, look, there's going to be certain things that we want to try to do. He made a number of big plays for us. So whether they come in the running game or the passing game, Latavius the same way, the big touchdown early. Some of it's a byproduct of what we're doing, and some of it, there's intentions behind it. For who? Yeah. He got some good matchups. Man, the throw Drew makes on one of his touchdowns, was a big play. He played exceptionally well. He's moving around well. He's been doing that in practice, and I'm proud of him. He made a heck of a catch above his head. It just seemed like if you threw it his way, he was coming down with it. And against a team that plays a lot of the zone, trap zone, your tight end's going to have some of those opportunities. Yeah, absolutely. Someone that, yeah. Well, look, we've seen it more than just today. We saw it even when Alvin was hurt. He's been I knew this. I knew coming in he was a real good teammate, and I knew that the film that we had seen was really really productive. But you don't realize how big he is until you see him in person, and he's been a real good addition to this team. Filling in for a real good player that left. He's a real good football player, and the more space or more air you give him, the more challenging it is. So you got to find a way to, take some of the air out of those tackles, take some of the air out of the coverage. There are a few plays where we could have defended it better, and I'm sure we will the next time. Nothing. I mean, you can't control it. I mean, you just got to evaluate your own gut. Even the muff punt was tough with the angles. We finally got one angle where you could see it kind of hit the foot or the back of the calf. But I was concerned that, that there wasn't a clear visual angle until I saw that one. You got to trust your gut. That was our second challenge. So we were out of challenges, but that was significant because obviously it's a turnover. We score a touchdown. If you say a challenge is worth a touchdown, which I think it would be. But the earlier one, I just disagree with. I mean, I thought it was a real good route by Jared. I don't want to go through each one of these calls. I mean, I don't want to do that. So any other questions? Yeah. I've got no updates injury-wise. We'll keep you posted. We had a goal line play. I called a timeout. I was hoping to get a goal line front and coverage. We didn't get it, and then I made a poor call on the actual run, and we didn't have a chance really. Those guys made a good play defensively, and it was a terrible call. Again, I'm not. Listen, any game questions? Or are we just looking for hits? Any game questions, please? As Drew, it's a slant call. He gives him a little sluggo adjustment. Mike does a great job. Their corner, Bradbury, jumps it, and it's a good throw and catch on the sideline. The timing of it was outstanding. Yeah. I mean, what were there, 2? Yeah, I mean, they were inside of a yard, first one we got, and we had a penalty, right? So we had to punt it. And the next one was just a poor call. So we got to be better. I got to be better there. Any more questions? All right, thanks.